These are my confessions. Well, what we got here? I have got a great episode for you guys today. This is just one of those funny episodes, lighthearted episodes, smelly episodes. Yes, smelly episodes. So some estheticians, some Brazilian waxers have gone viral on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, for sharing their dirty stories about some dirty clients. People who come to get their waxes and they don't bathe prior to coming. They go to the gym, work up a sweat, and then they decide this is the appropriate time to drop trowel and open legs and get a Brazilian wax. And so I'm not gonna have much long talking. We're gonna get right into it. But for those of you who don't know me, my name is Rogan. This is ThisBahamianGyal. On my platform, I do social commentary and reaction videos. I encourage my audience to have private conversations in public, and this is one of those private conversations. So with that being said, let's get right to it.
Why are you putting this stuff away?
Ma'am, I feel like you're putting me in a position where I have to continuously tell you that that's an issue that you have. This is beyond going to the gym.
No, I just came from the gym. I'm trying to get my wax. I have vacation. My flight leaves tonight. And I need my wax done. And now you're telling me that you can't do my wax because of a funky issue. It's crazy because I've gone to other places. I've gone to European Wax Center and they don't have an issue. The phone's going off. This is so unprofessional.
I do apologize.
This is so unprofessional.
Device. However, that is beyond. I don't know what. Maybe European Wax Center is a little bit more equipped than we are. However, I don't feel comfortable. I'm actually a CNA as well, and that is not just an odor. That's actually an infection.
Excuse me?
That's an infection.
I don't have an infection.
And I don't feel comfortable touching you in that area.
I told you I just went to the gym.
Man, that's not the gym.
Let me pause it right there. Ladies, we know the difference, don't we, between gym odor and vaginal infection odor. There is a huge difference. And for the wax technician to say, no, that's not gym smell, that's an infection smell. You know, rather than being combative, I don't even know why she uploaded this video, to be honest with you. Like, this was not the video to upload, or whoever uploaded it. But the thing is, rather than being combative with the wax technician, she should have just been like apologetic and just been like, you know what, let me go and get that checked out. It's not easy telling someone that they have a smelly cat. It's not easy. Okay. And so the fact that she tried to keep it, the technician that is, she tried to keep it professional and cute and, you know, just let her know, listen, I can't do the service. And I don't blame her because you're not a gynecologist. She's not a gynecologist. She's there to remove hair from your vag. And so why should she subject herself to that?
It's not the gym, ma'am. I go to the gym. That's not the gym.
You don't go to the gym.
This is a very uncomfortable conversation for me. I'm not your primary care.
You don't go to the gym. I can tell by your body type.
Excuse me. I am not going to accept insults from you because I'm not insulting you.
You haven't seen a gym.
Excuse me.
So you are embarrassed
now.
So you wouldn't
you're
know
going to try to put me down.
You wouldn't know what an odor from the gym smells like if you don't go to the gym.
You are completely. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. We cannot provide a service for you.
It's too late for me to book last minute anywhere else. Everybody else is booked. I got this off a Groupon.
Ma'am, you need to go to the doctors. This has nothing to do. I don't even know why. You should not get on that flight.
This is crazy.
This is embarrassing. I hope you're not going with the man.
This place is embarrassing. You got this bum Easter grass. Look at this place. Look at this place. No, look at this place. Please. Look at this place. I'm going to show Groupon. Don't touch me. Don't you.
Okay, first, so the client says, you don't go to the gym. I can look I look at your body type and tell that you don't go to the gym. And I'm so happy that the technician said, listen, you're embarrassed now because I told you what I told you. So now you're going to try and put it on me. Even if she doesn't go to the gym, she ain't got no smelly cat. And the technician said, I hope you're not going to a man. Like, this is serious. You need to go and get some assistance. She should be making an appointment to urgent care or to her primary care provider rather than being combative and nasty towards this lady. And then she's going to say, oh, this place is so unprofessional. Like, your phone is ringing. You got this grass, this like fake grass on the wall. Ma'am, you chose to come here. You got she mentioned Groupon. So she got her appointment or whatever on a Groupon. So you chose this place. And it's professional enough to say, I don't want to deal with you in this current state. And I don't even think the lady was being rude towards her in the beginning. Like, I think it only went left when she started to be like, oh, this is a bum place, and look at your body type. You wouldn't know what a gym smelled like. Well, even if she didn't know what a gym, what sweat smells like, she sure knows what an infection smells like. And that's probably what this girl had. And it kills me how so many women are so focused on the exterior, right? Looking good, the hair looks good, the makeup looks good. And then you got smelly crotch. It's like, I'd rather you look a mess, to be honest with you. I'd rather your hair not be made up, no makeup, and your clothes ain't all that, but your body smells great. Now, ideally, you want someone who looks nice and smells nice. But I'm saying if I had my druthers, I'd prefer someone who smells great, no odors, and, you know, doesn't look so nice, you know? They might dress a little basic or whatever. But I don't think the wax technician was wrong for refusing service. I think the woman, if she had any sense, feelings get hurt. I get it. But she most certainly should have just said, you know what? Thank you very much for telling me, and let me go and see a doctor, because I wasn't going on any flight if someone told me that. And a woman who just doing a service, imagine if you're going to see a guy. That would be that'd be at the forefront of my mind. Let's listen to some more, because this is not what is this? It's so hard to get out of TikTok. This is not the only time that I've heard wax technicians and even gynecologists talk about this. Like, gynecologists have said over the years, at least the ones I've talked to, like, one of their pet peeves is the fact that women will come to get their pap smears or to get checked out, like, after going to the gym or at the end of the day. Like, when I make appointments to go to the doctor, I'm either getting an appointment first thing in the morning, so I'm like the first person in the seat, or if I cannot do it like first thing in the morning, I'm taking the day off so that I can leave my house no matter what time the appointment is. I can go there straight from hopping out of the shower and going there, just as a courtesy. So I don't understand these women. They just feel like they could. But anyway, it goes on. I want you guys to hear, because this is not unique to that lady. It's so many people who have been complaining. Let's go.
As a waxer, I get a lot of questions pertaining to my job, but one of the most asked questions that I frequently get is, Julie, what's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you? And as some of you know, I do have a lot of guests that follow me on here. I used to work for a big franchised corporate waxing place. And if you don't know what it is, I'm pretty sure you could put the pieces together, because honestly, there's only a few wax chains. So one day, this girl books an appointment. She's the very last appointment of the day. We know who she is. She has came in before, and let's just say she doesn't have proper body hygiene. And yes, I know as a waxer, we come into, like, there is an odor. Like, we all know that as waxers, but that's not the point, because that doesn't bother us. It's more of the fact that you're not taking care of yourself. And I'm just going to say it, she had an STD. So in the past, she's came in to get waxed, and one girl that was a waxer, was performing the waxing service, literally had to leave the room because she was gonna throw up, and somebody had to come in and finish the service. Comes to the end of the night, she's late, she walks in and she goes, okay, I have an appointment, and she has no shoes on, first of all. And then also, this girl is like, I have a dick appointment tonight. So for me, I'm like, I'm not waxing her, so I don't really care. I'm just gonna finish up my closing duties. The waxer takes her in the back to get waxed, and this girl starts going like off because the waxer kind of gave her like the spiel of, hey, we can't wax you today just because it does look like there's gonna be a little bit of irritation. I want you to come back with a doctor's note. She starts going off, calling us racist. She's like, I don't understand what the problem is. Every time I come in here, there's always an issue, but I go to other places and I can get waxed perfectly fine, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and you can hear it because we're all just like sitting over there and we're like, what the hell is going on? So the waxer walks out and we're kind of trying to like find a solution. So I was like, I'm going to go in there and I'll just tell her I'm from corporate. Complete lie. So I walk in there and I'm like, hi, I'm Julie. I'm a corporate waxer. I'm here for training. Is there anything I can help you with? I heard there was an issue going on. And she starts telling me like, you guys are racist. You guys won't wax me.
Did you guys see the caption on the video where she said it was like gonorrhea? There was like a green discharge. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. I'm not putting my hands anywhere near that. And then it scares, like this is probably one of the reasons why I don't even do these waxes and stuff anymore, right? But like, you're going to these places. What if you have a technician who's not very clean with their facilities and you lie down right after that person? A lot to think about. Even though they use like, the disposable strips and all that stuff, like I just don't even care. The minute they saw the discharge, they should have just been like, we cannot service you. And I'm glad that she said, come back with a doctor's note or something like that. And did you hear when she said that the girl told her that she had, I can't say the word, but a D appointment, meaning a sex appointment? Like she's going to go have some sex? Ma'am, you have an oozing green discharge from your cooter. Why are you even doing this? And who doing it with you? And how y'all feel comfortable going to the waxer, getting this stuff done? Y'all nasty. Ain't no other word for it. Y'all are nasty. These people have their priorities all mixed up. Like I wouldn't even be thinking about sexual intercourse if I'm having that issue. Like that's the last thing I'm thinking about. An ooze and an odor? Let's go to the next one. It's a million of these.
Have you guys seen the video of the girl who went to have a Brazilian and she smelled so bad that the esthetician told her she could not complete the service and she had to leave? There is more to this story. I'm an esthetician. I've been one for 6 years. If you watch the video, you'll notice that the girl gets very aggressive with her when she tells her she has to stop the service. Do you know how much balls it takes to tell someone, I can't do this, you smell bad? I can guarantee you that there were things that happened before this video, and this was like the final straw for that esthetician. Any of my clients, if I were to tell them that, they would be so deathly embarrassed that they would be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I imagine myself in that position, what I would do, and I would profusely apologize and walk out of there so embarrassed and probably never come back. But I would never try to argue with the person that I don't smell and that they need to finish my service. No way. Ain't no way. Client's reaction tells me a lot about her.
I agree with this young lady because it takes a lot of guts. Listen, I've told people before, women, and I'm fortunate that the women who I told were very receptive and very understanding and very mature about it. In my friend group, people are always like, oh, you tell them. And I'm like, everybody should be able to tell someone, as long as you're telling it to them nicely, that there's an issue, because a lot of women just don't know. How? I don't know, but a lot of them just don't know. They don't know. And so, I will pull a woman aside and say, hey, I think that you have an infection based on the smell. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, well, how would you know this? How would you smell it, right? Well, you could smell it through their clothes, or sometimes if you use the restroom behind them, that's not a normal smell. It's not a normal smell. So, I'd rather tell someone rather than talk about them behind their back, and that's very embarrassing. And some women can't shake the stigma of that once it's out there. You know what I mean? So I'd rather just pull someone aside and tell them that, I think they have an infection. I remember I told one lady in particular, and she was doubtful that she had one, and I said no. And I said, if you would like, I can make an appointment with my doctor so you can go and get it checked out. And she did. And turns out she did have an infection, and she came back to me and she was so appreciative. And she said, now I'm thinking about how many people knew or smelled it and never said anything to me. And, luckily, like I said, she was extremely mature. The other lady who I told to, very mature. But there are some people, they're so combative normally that I don't think I would tell them, because they're just very combative. So it's like, okay, I'll leave you alone. Let somebody else deal with that. But if you're decent and I think you'll be receptive, I will definitely pull you aside and tell you. But it takes a lot of guts. It's not easy to tell someone that. And I have. And I would want someone to tell me. The hell? This next one was just, I mean, they're all gross, but ugh. Let's go.
Hey y'all, quick story time. I'm just like sitting in my car reflecting and thinking about some things that happened today. And in my 3 years being an esthetician, I had one of my worst nightmares come true. One of my regulars, never had an issue with her, comes in for a Brazilian, right? I get started and I'm like, I think you're bleeding. But she's not that age. But she's at that age where she shouldn't have any more periods. My client proceeds to tell me, "Oh, it's probably the diarrhea." What? Don't get no Brazilian if you got diarrhea. Y'all, that's nasty.
Why does an esthetician have to tell you this? And she's saying it so nonchalantly, like it's probably the diarrhea. You spread eagle on this gal table. And you saying it's probably the diarrhea. What the? These people need to get a union. And I'm glad they're putting it out here. And it always blows my mind how people will get upset, like, oh, why are you telling your clients' business and that sort of thing? Well, first of all, they've not called anybody's names. They're sharing their experiences, no different than a lot of lawyers will share their experiences, no different than a lot of other working professionals will share their experiences. They're not calling any names. They're giving you scenarios. And these scenarios are disgusting. And it just gives you some insight into what a lot of these people deal with. These are filthy, filthy jobs. There's another one. I just want to do these back to back. Let's just go. What? No, why? One of them that I was going to play is now unavailable. Oh, and that was such a good one too. I know people were going off on her, so she probably pulled it down. Why? So let's talk about this other Brazilian waxer, and she has gone viral many times. Her name is Stephanie Laynes, and she went viral for talking about poop butt. So I'm just going to play two from her back to back because she had great insight too. So just take a listen.
So let's go ahead and talk about poop butt, because many people have commented on my video, right? I have messages from people in my inbox. You're bound by HIPAA. You're bound by confidentiality. Nope. They brought the poop and left it after they left. So I don't name any names. And unfortunately, many of you are telling on yourselves because you're in my inbox or you're leaving comments saying you can't talk about that. She came to you in confidence. No, she brought poop butt to me, made an appointment, came in with poop butt, expected me to remove the hair, and then me not say anything. So you're telling on yourself. But getting back to poop butt, it is common, and the ones that actually have it are not really who you would think. It's the put together ones. It's the ones that have a great appearance, and then it happens. That's what I think is most shocking every time. So I always have Funk Buster ready. I always have Ouch Bomb ready. I always have my personal cleansing bar ready. I include products into the service, and I always advise my estheticians to do that as well. But the ones that come with poop butt aren't really the ones that you would think have poop butt. So there's a double shock.
She's so cute with it. Poop butt. Says a double shock. I can only imagine these gals walk through the door and you'd be like, oh, she looks so nice. And then, frowsy. No, sir. Why would you even go? First of all, I don't even know anybody who has an expectation that someone is going to clean their backside when they're doing a service. Like, are these babies we're talking about? Like, why are adults needing someone to wipe their nasty? You don't know how to take basic water and soap and clean your backside and not see. Let me just say something. Sometimes people think that taking a poop and wiping is all they need to do. And sometimes people think taking a poop and wiping and then following it up with like wipes is sufficient. Now, the wipes are better than just the tissue, but nothing really cleans your backside like actually splashing some water, some hot water and some soap and stuff up in there. That's the best way to clean yourself. That's why you have a lot of people who, after they take a poop and they wipe and all that stuff, they will hop in the shower and get cleaned up. Because you got too many residuals. You get your residuals when you ain't washing. And I would feel like a damn fool going and dropping trowel and spreading cheeks for somebody to clean me first. So shame on the people who do it, because then you set in this ridiculous and stupid expectation that other estheticians are going to do it. I don't blame her for refusing that. Look, a few things before I end this video, because this stuff, now I'm gonna be out on the streets just looking. I'm no esthetician, but I think I can say a few things here. Number one, ladies, do not go and get a Brazilian wax if you have diarrhea. Active diarrhea, because there's no such thing as inactive diarrhea, right? You either have it or you don't. You got diarrhea, why are you, that's the last thing you want to do. Please don't do it. If you are menstruating, leave that alone. Unless you like at the end of your cycle, and when I say end, I mean like 5th day, minimal blood, and you wearing a tampon. We're grown. We're having these conversations. Let's just talk. Okay? You are wearing a tampon. It's the 5th day, a very light type tampon, and your string is clean. Okay? You're clean. So it's not a big deal. But even if for me, I wouldn't go at all until that cycle is completely done. Over. So no diarrhea, no period. If you have an STD, with oozing discharge, reschedule. Make an appointment with your lady doctor and get yourself taken care of. Gonorrhea is curable. Cure that. I can't even get over the woman who had a D appointment. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Ugh. If you were going to make an appointment, make it first thing in the morning, or take a day off, or take a half day or something like that so you can go and take a shower. As a matter of fact, I think that these spas and all these different places need to start investing in like a shower or a bidet and say, listen, it is a prerequisite when you come to this spa that you must take a shower. Some people don't even know how to bathe properly. That's another thing. They might not even know how to bathe properly. So you might want to have like a car wash situation where you have someone just power wash them down. And then when you finish power washing them down, they come into the room. Because I mean, if they're prepared to get a Brazilian wax and then get the back waxed, so they have no issue with being naked. So just go and let them get a good power washing from someone. Let someone do it. And then they get the drying. And then they just go and they lay on the table and get their stuff taken care of. But if you have any active STDs and infections and all that stuff, like just put this off. Don't let the sexy time be on your mind at that time. Don't do that. Just put that off for now. Anyway, drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Do you think that these estheticians are being, what is this? Oh, you think these estheticians are being unprofessional? Personally, I don't, because they're not calling any names. They're just talking about scenarios. And I think it's for me, it helps other people go, ooh, I didn't know that was going on. Let me make sure I'm straight before I go to, the gynecologist, or I go to get a Brazilian wax. But you could let me know what you all think about this. For the first video, what I played, I don't know why the girl uploaded it. I don't know why she recorded it. She was embarrassed and she was lashing out. And, I think a better reaction would have been to say thank you. Thank you for telling me, and I apologize. I probably would have never returned to that place. Or if I did, I would have returned to tell the girl thank you. But as far as the vacation, she should have, I mean, if she's going to go, she better tell homeboy. Ain't nothing happening, papi. Nothing happening, papa. Got to get this sorted out. Drop your comments down below. If you like this content, please give it a thumbs up. And also share it with your family and your friends. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy my content. You can also follow me on my journey along on my blog, ThisBahamianGyal.com. And follow me on Instagram at ThisBahamianGyal and on TikTok at ThisBahamianGyalTBG. And I apologize. I am still getting over a cold, a really bad cold. So if I sound a little stuffy, that's why. I'll see you guys in my next video. Y'all be safe. Wash up. Make your late appointments. Don't go when you're on your period. Don't go when you have the diarrhea. And do not go if you have gonorrhea. Did I say that? Let me say it again. Don't go if you got gonorrhea. Go to your urgent care. Bye.